gonna kill me, right? That electric chair feels so not me.
Jayme, Laura, I'm so happy to see the two of you again. I'm such a big fan of Palm Royale, and this is such a great season so far, so we can definitely get into spoilers. Laura, my first question for you. By episode 5, Linda's escaped to Cuba, and so she's free, but she also has been sort of exiled. How do you see that as the evolution of her feminism? Is it more that she's found liberation, or is it just kind of like a new kind of cage for her?
Gorgeous question. Thank you so much, and so good to talk to you again. As I've said, Linda really is kind of the Greek chorus in this story that, as we've seen, and certainly in America, looking at the bubble of a community being this country club in Palm Beach and all that they think is of value, they're sort of immune or not willing to look even at what's happening around them. And Linda is sort of the reference for the revolution on the outside of that world because she chose to leave it. She is on this journey of revolution, of using her voice to make anything matter, to pay for the sins of the father, which we learned about in season 1. But also as this like ultra feminist, she also is still defining her joy by saying like, I met someone, which I think is really funny. There's always a duality in each of these characters. And she goes on lots of adventures before ultimately, maybe she'll find deep true love.
Ooh. I cannot wait to see that. So Jayme, my question for you is everything through episode 5, it does feel like Linda's burning that old world down, but from a producer's point of view, what can you tease about how she rebuilds herself after that, like especially going forward and for the rest of the season?
I think Laura just made a good point. Her arc is about an attempt to find true love and maybe some missteps along the way that lead her to it, and her ultimately finding it maybe in a unique and somewhat surprising place that probably takes her by surprise as much as it does the audience. So I think getting to go along for that ride pulls apart some layers of Linda that we haven't seen until now, and that's I think a new way to see a perspective on Linda that maybe we didn't get to see in first season.
But the other thing I have to say, because I love how you described it, but what's amazing about watching Jayme as a producer on this show is because we're producing partners, she's considering and protecting Linda's storyline, but she is there taking care of every storyline and every actor on this set. People have come up to me all day like, oh my God, I called Jayme. I needed this thing. Jayme was the one who helped me find this. Like Jayme is such a true caretaker in production. And I know the whole crew and cast would speak to that. And so as a producer, that feels so good because I can be there at times for certainly as an actor, but at times as a producer, I'm also doing other things. And knowing Jayme's there, like watching out for everyone is, incredible.
Well, that's very nice of her to say, but
it's true.
Well, that's very nice of you to say, Laura.
Thank you.
I also have a very good producing partner, if I do say so myself. She's right here.
You do. I love your dynamic all the time, and I've always loved chatting with you too. And congratulations on Palm Royale. I'm so excited for
so
this
good
season.
to see you again. I hope we
Thanks
get
for
to see you
spreading
soon.
the word.
Patti, I'm so honored to chat with you today. Congratulations on Palm Royale. I'm such a big fan of yours. I'm a huge fan of this show, so I'm so happy you got to join this universe. You've had so many iconic roles, but Palm Royale does feel like it's its own universe. So speaking to the spoilers for episodes 1 through 5, and then of course you come in 5 and you really own the place. So what spoke to you about this series as a story, and also about Marjorie as a woman who doesn't really have to shout to rule?
All right. Well, thank you very much for your compliments. I watched the first season and fell in love with the show and wanted to be on it. And luckily, I got my wish. Abe told me if there was something that he thought I would want to play or was good enough to play, who knows, he would tell me, and it was Marjorie Merriweather Post. And then the way he wrote her, it's pretty great because I've played real women before, but the writers stay true to who these women were. This is such a departure from Miss Post, who was born into wealth, married wealth, built Mar-a-Lago. I'm sure she was a sedate, discreet, cultured woman. And my Marjorie is a little bit of Fagin from Oliver, just a little bit. I hope I'm not giving anything away. She has a side hustle.
Marjorie does treat wealth almost like a moral compass, and I feel like it also defines her sense of order and virtue. So as the season does progress and Palm Beach's, power balance sort of shifts after that party, what challenges that belief for her most, do you think?
I think she needs to maintain control. And I think if there is a challenge, it will be how she's maintaining control of the fortune and her desire for that last little piece, which we won't give away. And I think it's about maintaining control. I think that'll be her challenge.
I mean, it's a beautiful character. She's so rich. There's so many different layers, and I'm very excited to see what else she's up to this season. By mid-season, though, every woman in Palm Royale is fighting to survive in their own way. As the world around Marjorie, the one that she built, begins to collapse, what does endurance mean to her? Is it like compromise, reinvention, or does she just double down on what she needs to?
She doubles down. Oh no, it's not collapsing yet. She doubles down though. But if it ever did collapse or was in a potential collapse, she would double down.
Yeah.
And I think in the double downing, she'd reinvent herself, but she would never go under. Not this Marjorie Merriweather Post.
She's very smart, and I love the arc so far for her. I will say, last question for you. Maxine, Kristen Wiig's character, has a drink, and I'm wondering, what would you have, her drink be? Like, what is the one perfect drink for Marjorie Merriweather Post?
Well, I said the blood of her victims before. Or a lovely cup of tea, a lovely cup of chamomile tea to calm everything down.